this review's not going to take long at all, because this is an episode that just speaks for itself. I mean, if you've watched Drake and Josh, you've watched this episode. If you barely even know about Drake and Josh, you still know about this episode. It's the most highly praised, it's arguably the most iconic, the most beloved, the most quoted, and the most rewatchable episode of the entire series. But, does that make it my personal favorite of the entire show? That's tough to say. I've given out a few 10s to this show already, But I can tell you right now, it's top 3 at least. This episode is as amazing as you've heard, if not even more amazing, and I'm excited to talk about it. I just wish I had more to say than what I do, because it's another episode that's very straightforward. But, yeah, this review is going to be short, but it's because there's not much to say. As amazing as this episode is, it speaks for itself. So, let's talk about it. What's up? What's happening? What's going on? Everybody, we're going back to the anime station. You know, such as anything and everything animation. Sorry, I can't talk today. As well as TV and movies and two brothers fighting and bickering. I am your host, Jackson Small. Welcome back to Drake and Josh-uary. Welcome to what many people consider one of, if not the best episode of the entire series. Blues Brothers, Season 2, Episode 9. The episode where Josh tries to be a junior weatherman for his dad at the weather station, but because of Megan freaking him out earlier, he ends up having a really bad twitch on live TV. So then he becomes embarrassed of himself, and he doesn't want to go out in public. Meanwhile, Drake is in a talent show competition, again, trying to win for the third time, as some random girl that keeps popping up continuously reminds the audience. And his big opponent is Henry and his a cappella group of snooty snobs. So, you have Drake trying to win the competition for a third time, and you have Josh with very realistic and relatable social anxiety after having an embarrassing moment on live television and being made fun of for it. So, yeah, it sounds simple on the surface, but it does a lot more with that than you think. The writing is fantastic, both characters' arcs are amazing, and the final act, the big competition, is one of the most amazing parts of the entire show, no doubt. I call this the Drake and Josh equivalent of SpongeBob's Sweet Victory from Band Geeks. Yes, it is that iconic. Because Drake has his song stolen, which, funny little reference that it's the theme song he was originally going to sing, and he ends up instead doing a whole Blues Brothers routine. Now, I don't know how Nickelodeon got the rights to the Blues Brothers, but yeah, they got the rights to it. It is canon in this universe, and it is one of Drake and Josh's favorite movies. We even get to see a few scenes of it in the episode, which is really cool. As someone who saw that movie a few years ago, yeah, that movie's fantastic. You definitely gotta check that movie out if you haven't seen it. It is a really fun time. And now with this episode, it not only pays homage to it, but it also works on its own as an episode. Everything about it is very strong, very well done, and it's all capped off by one of the best endings in television history. So, here's my final thoughts. I hope you enjoy. One of, if not the most iconic and beloved episode of the entire series, and for good reason. The story is great, the humor is fantastic, the pacing is perfect, Josh's character arc is amazing, the rendition of Soul Man is spectacular, right up there with SpongeBob's Sweet Victory, the morals are very well delivered, both plots work phenomenal together, more incredible character development for both brothers all throughout the episode, a lot of relatability even today, and high rewatchability. It's just one of those episodes that speaks and sings for itself. It's an absolute gem of television history, a top 3 episode easily. Watch it now if for whatever reason you've not seen it yet. If you don't know whether or not you'll like Drake and Josh, start with this episode. It'll give you the perfect impression of whether or not you will or won't enjoy this show. Me personally, I adore this show, I adore this episode, and the Blues Brother connection just makes it even more amazing. I literally have no regrets with this episode. None. It is very well done all throughout. I can't think of a single flaw. It's just a spectacular episode and an icon of television history. One that unfortunately is falling into irrelevancy because people nowadays have no standards. But that's a topic for another day. My final verdict for this rockin' jazzin' episode of Drake and Josh is an easy, high, well-deserved, full 10 out of 10. Check it out if you haven't seen it. It is an awesome, amazing episode. And if you have not watched the series before, it is the perfect place to start. Watch this episode, see if the show will be for you, then go back and rewatch the entire series chronologically. It's an amazing, iconic episode, and just like Band Geeks, is arguably one of, if not the most iconic and beloved episode of the show. And that's all I can say. I wish I could say more, but again, very self-explanatory episode. So thank you guys so much for watching. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more videos like this almost every single day. And I'll see you guys next time for our next Season 2 review, Number 1 Fan.
Listen, I want to forget. So listen and you won't regret. Be true to yourself, don't miss your chance. And you won't end up like the fool who